Hey guys, welcome to our mobility workout today, and it's not a huge amount of work, it's more mobility for the joints to open everything up. Let's start off with the ankles. We're going to use our higher platform, which is what we need for today's class. I'm using a step. You can use a chair, a table, something sturdy that is not going to move and you're not going to fall. So ankles at the bottom, we're going to start. So on the hands on your platform, and let's bend the knees and come down a little bit and straighten. So we're getting a stretch down on the back of the legs. Not just ankles, but it's calves and hamstrings really we're getting that stretch. And a little bit of work for the shoulders as we come down. Push, use those arms to push yourself back into that stretch now along the back of the legs. And you can bring your knees lower if you want, but the lower they go, then the more work you have to do on those arms. Which is fine if you're able for it and you're used to that type of thing. But most important, every time you bring a stretch, feel that stretch. And last one. Hold that position, and now let's lift up onto the toes and push your heels to the floor. And every time your heels go to the floor, you get a stretch. And of course, the higher you are with your arms, the easier it is. Stay higher if you're getting dizzy or anything, or this inverted position doesn't suit. Last one, feel that stretch and bring it up. Let's get the knee moving. So quad, hamstring. Quad, use something to catch onto. Hamstring. Hold. And mobilizing all around that knee joint. And last one. Other leg. You don't have to go down and touch the toes. As long as you get a stretch and any exercise that doesn't suit, leave it out. And we try and aim to find a different way to get that stretch. So if you can't catch, the knee won't allow that stretch, then we'll find a different way. Last one, and use your chair, your platform, whatever you have. And this time we're getting a stretch into the glutes, so just to move the glutes. I want you to, on your chair, you bring your foot to your opposite knee and then pull yourself. You can wrap your arm in around if you want. A little bit of an awkward stretch, but your stretch is in my right glute on this leg that's rotated. And switching sides. Just pulling yourself gently forward. No pressure in the lower back. Just a couple of repetitions just to get those glutes moving, those glutes stretchy, that hip joint rotated, and perfect in seated at your computer. Just pop your leg up, do a couple of repetitions every half hour. Last one of each. And up we go. Side bending. So now we've done the glutes, we've done the knees and around the hips, and now we do a little bit more to the sides. So up, nice and gentle movement. I'll step back so you can see a little bit more. Don't need to go too far to the sides. We're starting off with just the arms moving. Now we're going to bring in the leg as well. So right leg goes back, right arm goes up and over, and that brings that little bit of an extra stretch. You may not need to do that. You might have plenty with what we were doing, but now this really adds more movement and the legs come into it. And more movement is always what we want. We want to keep moving. Sitting is not what we're designed to do. Once more each side. Stay with the hips, front of the hips this time, and now let's go with our lunge. And lunging is very similar to walking. It's just a little bit of a bigger step, and you're pushing back obviously. So there's not a huge amount of difference between the two. Concentrate on that stretch at the front of the hip. Let's open up the chest, if you can get that balance. Breathe. Starting to get a little bit of breathlessness. It's warm, but I can start to feel that everything is moving. The blood is starting pumping. The heart is working. That is what we're doing. We're getting our heart rate up. a little bit. And last repetition each side. A little bit of spinal mobility now. Let's keep the legs in position. Let's not try and twist the whole body. Let's just concentrate on twisting your upper back nice and gently. So you can actually stay nice and tall, and I don't want you to feel pressure on your knees or anything like that. Try and keep your hips still. If we start moving our hips, then it becomes a different exercise, which is fine. That's what we're going to do in a second. But first, nice and gently, spinal rotation. And little squat position, mini squat, bend the knees. And now, bend, bend. Don't force that movement. Know how far is too far. If you're not used to rotating, then just slow it down. And be careful with rotating without being warmed up, because that can catch the spine a little bit. We need to lengthen our spine first, get things moving. And into our squat, just to open up the hips again, another position. Sit the hips back. Very important exercise to do, squatting, being able to sit and stand up. And let's stretch the arms back behind, stretch. A little bit of shoulder mobility thrown into it. And up, and punching across the body. And again, we get our little twist, spinal twist. But now we get a stretch, punch and stretch. Every time I stretch here, I can feel a stretch in my back. And let's start going a little bit higher with that. Up, up, up. That changes the stretch. Movements involve stretches if you go far enough. We don't want to work in small movements all of the time. So heart rate is coming up a little bit now. And neck movement. Tuck the chin, catch and push. Tuck the chin, push gently against, just a little bit of strength for those upper traps, because they are a problem area. Don't push hard. 2 more. Again, good exercise if you want to do in seated. Last one. Push-ups. Think of shoulder blades coming together. Now, I'm doing a straight plank position and push-ups. Let's go for 8 repetitions. Again, do it off your chair, sturdy, or do it off your table, as long as that does take your weight and it's not going to move. 4 more. A little bit of strength. And once more. A little bit of speed. Shuffle, shuffle, shuffle. On the toes, on the toes, on the toes. Breathe. Press up again. Let's go. 6 reps. 2. Last 1. And shuffle. Let's go. Again, we shuffle. We're going to go with 4 reps of our press up next. And I'm doing it off my platform. You might be able to do an extra 2 reps if you're doing it off an easier level. Let's go. 4 reps. Quality of movement. Shoulder blades together. Stretch apart. Squat. Just getting those legs moving again, just keeping them moving. Heart rate is up just a little bit. Comfortable in the joints. Slow it down if you have to. Stretch the arms back and dips. Higher platform. 8 reps. What I want you to concentrate on here is the front of the shoulders, opening up the front of the shoulders. So drop and lift. I can't open up my shoulders too much here. I've got to go more here because I have a low platform. Keep your shoulders comfortable regardless, and be careful not to drop too fast, too soon into it. 7, 8, up, and gentle twist. Just a little bit of movement. And let's go again. 6 reps, not much rest. And again, we're not trying to work too hard. Up we come. Squeeze this time. Brace that abdominal area, keep the hips in position. And a little bit of work, stay tall for those abdominals. And 4 reps. Really beneficial to open up the shoulders. And up and shuffle. Let's get the arms moving out in front a little bit more. Fast, fast, fast. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and rest. Work is done. Stretch down on the back of the legs. Push the heels to the floor and hold. Now breathe. Nice big breaths. So you could use that as a warm-up, perfect, because we're mobilizing all the joints. We're getting our heart rate up nowadays, all dependent on what exercise you're doing as well. Sometimes you want to be a little bit more specific to the areas you're working. But for a general warm-up, that is perfect. And relax. Hip flexor. So lean into it and hold that stretch. We're bringing the arms back behind and opening up our chest as we do it. Now you can always drop to the floor and do this knee on the ground, and that means you can go a little bit deeper into it, and it's an easier position rather than holding yourself up. There's a little bit of strength needed here as well. And of course you can repeat these stretches: hamstrings, hip flexors, switch, change the stretch, arm across the body. This time we'll do both arms in this stretch, on this side, on this leg. And change the arm, keep the stretch in the leg, front of the hip. Important stretch. And if legs are done, I want you to use the station like we did already, and we do our glutes. So foot up to the knee and lean into it. So you can get your hand in around and pull yourself down into that stretch. Common area of a lot of issues. Even if you don't feel like those hips are an issue, I guarantee you this stretch will help hugely. And change, and we're not working too hard today, as I said, because the harder you work, the more work you have to do at the end of a session and to loosen out, the more flexibility work. If you think of high performance athletes, the work that they put in at the end of a session is huge. It's a lot of time they put into it because they're working so hard. We are the same. We can't skip out on it. We just don't need to maybe do as much, or probably need to do more than they are doing. They'll get away with it because they're quite finely tuned. Muscles strong, generally flexible, loose, and relax. And let's doorway stretch, open up the chest to finish off. The mats are getting in the way. So, hands up high if you want, tougher, and down low is nice and a little bit easier in the shoulder joint. Catch fingers onto the door either side and step through and really open up the chest. Nice big breaths. And you can even double that up with a hip flexor stretch if you wanted to. So you can repeat these stretches by all means, we didn't work that hard, so there's not necessarily a need to, but there's always benefit in doing a little bit extra, going that extra little bit. And relax, check out those arms. Get a little bit of movement again. Okay guys, so today's video, perfect to open up the joints, perfect to get things moving. If you're sitting down for long periods, get up, get the heart rate up just a little bit, and that's important to do that every day. More videos on hanleyfit.com. Go there, check it out, and contact me if you would like to sign up for membership, which gives you access to lots more videos. Okay guys, hope you enjoyed today's session. Keep moving, and see you next time. Bye bye.